Internal Revenue Service IRS tax news. Security Summit warns pros to watch for telltale signs of identity theft. IR 2021-170, August 17, 2021, Washington, with identity thieves continuing to target tax community. Internal Revenue Service Security Summit, there's a link to Security Summit here, partners today urged tax professionals to learn the signs of data theft so they can react quickly to protect clients. The IRS, state tax agencies, and the tax industry working together as the Security Summit. I love that name. They band together. The resources have band together as the Security Summit to thwart the evildoers. Okay, I'm back to the text here. The Security Summit reminded tax professionals that they should contact the IRS immediately when there's an identity theft issue, while also contacting insurance or cybersecurity experts to assist them with determining the cause and extent of the loss. Quote, there are telltale signs of identity theft that tax pros can easily miss, end quote, said IRS Commissioner Chuck Rettig. Quote, identity thieves continue to look for ways to slip into systems of tax pros to steal data. We urge practitioners to take simple steps and remain on the lookout for signs of data and identity theft. They are critical first line of defense against identity thieves, end quote. Knowing the signs of identity theft is the final part of a 5-part series sponsored by the Security Partners to highlight critical steps tax professionals can take to protect client data. This year's theme, quote, boost security immunity, fight against identity theft, end quote, focused on urging tax professionals to try harder to secure their systems and protect client data during this pandemic and its aftermath. This Summertime Summit series, now in its 6th year, I love that sentence with all the S's from the IRS here. I'm going to read it one more time. It's kind of a tongue twister. This Summertime Summit series, now in its 6th year, highlighted the protections offered by multi-factor authentication and key security steps, the use of the Identity Protection PIN for clients, scams to steal unemployment benefits, and the dangers of phishing email/text scams. One common refrain the IRS hears from tax professionals reporting data thefts is that they did not immediately recognize these signs or its signs. So they're saying tax professionals, when they report it, are saying, I wish I could have caught it sooner. So they're going to look on how you can basically see the signs sooner. Some of these signs seem pretty obvious, and some of them are a little bit more subtle. So I would think that if some of these signs came up, you'd say, okay, obviously I have a problem here. And some of them, again, are a little bit more subtle, that if you can pick up earlier, then possibly you can identify the identity theft sooner and take action sooner. So the summit partners urge tax professionals to watch out for these critical signs. So the first one, client e-file returns rejected because client's social security number was already used on another return. Now that one to me seems pretty clear. I mean, if I'm a tax professional and I try to file someone's tax return with the tax software and it bounces back because the tax software is basically telling me that the return has already been filed with the same social security number and name, that seems like, well, that's a pretty clear sign that someone might have stole identity in that case. And then the question is, how did it get stolen? Did it get stolen from the client, or is someone stealing it from the tax professional in that form? So then definitely would be a sign that I would say would be warranting further investigation. More e-file acknowledgments received than returns that tax pros filed. Now this one might be a little bit more difficult because it takes a little bit more action to look up, but you can see how many of the e-file acknowledgments have been received from the IRS. And obviously if there's more e-file acknowledgments than tax returns we do as a tax professional, then that seems unusual. Then it could be that someone's using our identity in essence to file tax returns, possibly in that case, and definitely warranting more investigation. So that one would be pretty clear once you look into it, but you would have to take another step to kind of check that periodically. So clients responded to emails the tax pro didn't send. So if clients are getting back to us as tax pros and asking us questions about things and talking as if we initiated some kind of conversation, asking for perhaps critical data, then that would be a sign that, hey, wait a sec, I didn't call you. Is someone contacting you acting like they're me because they're not me, because I didn't send that email, And obviously, more investigation is worth looking into rather than just, did you give them any information that could be personal information and so on. So slow or unexpected computer or network responsiveness, such as, now obviously when your computer slows down, this is the one I think is a little bit more subtle because it's a question of, well, if my computer's slow today, is that, how slow is slow? And does slow mean that someone's hacked into my computer and I got malware? And that seems like a little bit more difficult, something to assess, and may need more professional computer kind of help for that. So software or actions take longer to process than usual. Again, my computer's slow. I wish it was going faster. Is that because someone's hacked into it and it's stealing all my information? And you get kind of paranoid on that. And obviously, having a computer expert could be useful in that case. Computer cursors moves or changes numbers without touching the mouse or keyboard. Now that one, I mean, like if my mouse is moving by itself and like numbers are changing on my computer without me doing stuff, I'm not an expert, but I would think something's wrong with that one. Definitely needs investigation, I would expect. Unexpected locked out of the network or computer. Again, that one's not very subtle. If I was locked out of my computer or network, I would think, we might have some kind of computer hacking problem or something. So tax professionals should also watch out for warning signs when clients report they've received. So this is going to be information from clients. These are going to be typically more subtle as well, because if the client's talking to you and saying, you want to hear what they're saying, of course, and if they're saying things that are indicating things like you're talking to them or they're talking to someone else that they think is you, or they're talking to the IRS or someone they think is the IRS and they're not, then you want to be on the lookout for those signs so that you can hopefully address any identity issues there. So the IRS authentication letters 5071C, 4883C, 5747C, even though they haven't filed a return, and then a refund even though they haven't filed a return. That one's a little bit subtle too, because they might say, hey, look, I got a refund, and they wouldn't really care. They wouldn't really mind if they got a refund. That would be good, you would think, right? But if you didn't actually request a refund and you got a refund, you got to say, well, something funny happened there, and would be worth looking into, instead of just going, it's a good thing, because why would that happen? Maybe someone was trying to get a refund and they couldn't get it sent to their address or something. So a tax transcript they didn't request. So again, if you get information that you're not requesting from the IRS, that's unusual. And you would say, well, why did that, it might be worth looking into, going into the IRS website and say, when was that requested? How was it requested? Are you the ones that requested it? Who requested it? Emails or calls from the tax pros that they didn't initiate. So if you're getting emails again and calls and people are asking questions, but they're talking like that as if you initiated the conversation, then that should be a sign. You shouldn't just brush over that and answer the question. You should probably go into it and say, well, wait a second, I didn't call you. I didn't text you about that. And then go forward in there. A notice that someone created the IRS online account for the taxpayer without their consent. So obviously, if someone sets up an online account with the IRS, which the IRS is trying to get more people to use the online account, and it wasn't your client, then they're going to have access to the client data, and that would be something to look into. A notice the taxpayer wasn't expecting that someone accessed the IRS online account. The IRS disabled their online account. Again, also signs, of course, of problems. So these are just a few common examples. Tax pros should ensure they have the highest security possible and contact these sources if they sense or see something amiss. If you or your firm are the victim of data theft, immediately report it to your local IRS stakeholder liaison. There's a link to the local IRS stakeholder liaison here. Liaisons will notify IRS criminal investigations and others with the agency on the practitioner's behalf. Speed is critical. If reported quickly, the IRS can take steps to block fraudulent returns in the client's name and will assist tax pros through the process. Email the Federation of Tax Administrators at, and there'll be a link to this email here. So I'll put a link to this in the description. So I'm not going to say the email. Get information on how to report victim information to the states. Most states require that the state attorney general be notified of data breaches. These notifications process may involve multiple offices. Find more information on data theft information for tax professionals. There's a link to that here. There's additional resources down below, which include tax professionals can also get help with security recommendations by reviewing the recently revised IRS publication 4557, Safeguarding Taxpayer Data and Small Business Information Security, The Fundamentals. There's links to those. By the National Institute of Standards and Technology, the IRS Identity Theft Central page is also available for tax pros, individuals, and businesses. Have important details as well. We also have publication 5293, Data Security Resource Guide for Tax Professionals, provides a compilation of data theft information available on irs.gov, irs.gov. Also, tax professionals should stay connected to the IRS through the subscriptions to eFile for tax professionals and social media. For more information, see Boost Security Immunity, Fight Against Identity Theft. So that's a lot of reading material on this security stuff. I feel like if you read all that, you should be given like a computer science degree or something, but I don't think you would be. But in any case, do it anyways. You can take a look at it. All that reading material is here, and there'll be a link to this in the description.